the battlefield of Kurukshetra was a tapestry of fear and anticipation. Arjuna, the mighty warrior, stood paralyzed. It wasn't the fear of death that gripped his heart. He was a kshatriya, a warrior. Death held no terror for him. It was the sight across the battlefield that broke him. His own kin, teachers, friends, uncles stood ready to wage war against him. How could he, Arjuna, fight those who nurtured and loved him? Seeing his beloved friends despair, Krishna, the divine charioteer, spoke. His words, though gentle, were a thunderclap to Arjuna's ears. He recited the third verse of the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Klebin Masam Gmh Path, Night Vyupdaite Sudran Hodi Darblin Tikt Votist Print. These words, heavy with meaning, translate to, yield not to unmanliness, O Partha, for it does not befit you. Cast off this petty faint-heartedness, and arise, O scorcher of enemies. In the heart of the Kurukshetra battlefield, amidst the thunder of war drums and the clamor of clashing armies, Krishna's words echoed with a timeless resonance. He reminded Arjuna, not just as a friend but as a divine guide, of the sacred concept of dharma, one's duty in life. For Arjuna, this was not merely a philosophical idea, but a living, breathing responsibility that defined his very existence as a kshatriya, a warrior born to protect righteousness and justice. The Bhagavad Gita, revered for centuries, captures this pivotal moment where Krishna urges Arjuna to rise above his doubts and fears, to remember the honor that comes with fulfilling one's duty, even when the path is fraught with pain and personal loss. As a warrior, Arjuna's role was clear: to stand for truth, to fight for justice, and to protect the innocent, even if it meant facing his own relatives and teachers on the battlefield. The Mahabharata teaches that true honor lies not in blind loyalty or personal comfort, but in the courage to do what is right, regardless of the cost. Arjuna's struggle was not just with his enemies, but with the turmoil within his own heart, a conflict between love for his family and his higher calling as a defender of Dharma. To surrender to despair and inaction, Krishna warned, would be to abandon his sacred duty and tarnish the legacy of his ancestors. Such weakness, in the eyes of his peers and in the annals of history, would be seen as a stain on his honor, a mark of shame that would haunt his name for generations. The Kshatriya code demanded bravery, resilience, and unwavering commitment, even in the face of overwhelming sorrow. Arjuna's anguish was real, his pain deeply human, but to let it paralyze him would be to betray everything he stood for. His grief, though understandable, was clouding his judgment, casting a shadow over his sense of purpose. The battlefield became not just a place of physical conflict, but a crucible for Arjuna's soul, a test of his resolve and his understanding of what it truly means to be honorable. In that moment of doubt, Arjuna was forced to confront the deepest questions of life, duty, and the nature of selfless action. Krishna, with infinite patience and wisdom, sought to dispel the fog of despair that clouded Arjuna's mind. Through his teachings, he aimed to awaken Arjuna's true potential, reminding him that greatness is forged in moments of crisis. By embracing his duty with courage and clarity, Arjuna could transcend his fears and fulfill his destiny, not just as a warrior, but as a beacon of righteousness for all humanity. In the midst of the battlefield, as the world seemed to hold its breath, Krishna, with infinite compassion and wisdom, recognized the storm raging within Arjuna's heart. He saw not just a warrior, but a soul torn between duty and despair. Understanding the depth of Arjuna's dilemma, Krishna gently reminded him of his extraordinary lineage, a heritage woven with courage, sacrifice, and honor. "Look at the heritage you carry, Arjuna." His words seemed to echo through the ages, resonating with the weight of generations past. Krishna's reminder was not just about bloodlines, but about the ideals and values that had shaped Arjuna's very being. Krishna spoke of the valor of Arjuna's ancestors, the legendary Pandavas, whose names were etched in history for their bravery and unwavering resolve. These were men who faced insurmountable odds, who stood tall in the face of adversity, and who never faltered in their pursuit of justice. Their unwavering commitment to Dharma the sacred duty to uphold truth and righteousness became the guiding light for generations. The Pandavas were not merely warriors. They were torchbearers of moral strength, exemplifying what it meant to act with integrity, even when the path was fraught with hardship. Their stories, passed down through centuries, were not mere tales to be recited, but living testaments to the enduring power of courage and righteousness. Each act of heroism, each sacrifice, became a beacon for those who followed, inspiring countless souls to rise above their fears and doubts. Arjuna, the descendant of such legendary heroes, bore the weight of their legacy upon his shoulders. In that moment, he was reminded that he was not alone. He was the living embodiment of their hopes, their struggles, and their triumphs. He had a sacred duty to uphold, not just for himself, but for all who came before him. Giving in to despair was not an option. The legacy of heroes demanded resilience, demanded that he rise above his doubts and fears. Arjuna's struggle was not just his own. It was the struggle of every soul who has ever faced a crossroads between right and wrong, between action and inaction. And so, with the wisdom of Krishna and the strength of his ancestors flowing through him, Arjuna found the courage to rise above his personal turmoil. He embraced the mantle of a true champion, a warrior not just in battle, but in spirit, ready to fulfill his destiny and uphold the eternal legacy of heroes. The true battle, Krishna emphasized, was not just on the field of Kurukshetra, but within Arjuna himself. You see, it was the battle against the crippling grip of fear, the insidious whispers of doubt and despair. This inner struggle, this turmoil of the mind, was the real enemy. Overcoming this internal conflict was crucial. Only with a clear mind and a strong spirit could Arjuna face the external challenges that lay before him. Throughout the vast expanse of Hindu scriptures, the echoes of valor resound through the ages. These ancient texts are not merely stories, but living legacies, tales of courage, sacrifice, and unwavering faith that have inspired generations. Within these sacred pages, countless heroes have walked a similar path, each facing their own trials and tribulations, yet emerging stronger and wiser. Their journeys remind us that the pursuit of righteousness, or dharma, is a timeless quest, one that transcends eras and continues to shape the hearts and minds of millions even today. Take, for instance, the legendary tale of Lord Rama, the Prince of Ayodhya. Rama's story is one of profound love, duty, and sacrifice. When his beloved wife Sita was abducted by the demon king Ravana, Rama did not hesitate. He embarked on a perilous journey across forests and mountains, gathering allies and overcoming formidable obstacles. With his unwavering resolve and the support of loyal companions like Hanuman and Lakshmana, Rama fought valiantly to rescue Sita from the clutches of evil. His actions were not just about reclaiming his wife, but about upholding the principles of justice and righteousness, even when the odds seemed insurmountable. Despite facing overwhelming adversity and the might of Ravana's army, Rama's spirit never wavered. He drew strength from his faith, his sense of duty, and his commitment to the greater good. Before each battle, Rama would meditate, seeking inner peace and clarity, reminding us that true strength often comes from within. His courage in the face of darkness became a guiding light for all who followed. Rama's steadfast adherence to Dharma, his unwavering commitment to righteousness, and his humility in victory set him apart as a true hero. Even after his triumph, Rama sought the blessings of sages and honored the divine order, embodying the ideals of compassion, humility, and respect for all beings. His journey teaches us that victory is not just about defeating an enemy, but about remaining true to one's values and responsibilities. Another powerful example is the story of Prahlada, the young devotee of Lord Vishnu. Born into the royal household of the demon king Hiranyakashipu, Prahlada's unwavering faith in Vishnu put him at odds with his own father. Despite facing unimaginable cruelty and repeated attempts on his life, Prahlada remained steadfast in his devotion. His courage was not born of physical strength, but of an unshakable belief in the divine, a faith that could not be extinguished by fear or suffering. Prahlada's story is a testament to the power of faith and the resilience of the human spirit. His courage in the face of adversity continues to serve as a beacon of inspiration, reminding us that true valor lies not just in the battlefield, but in the strength to stand firm in one's beliefs, even when the world stands against you. Through these timeless tales, the echoes of valor continue to inspire and guide us on our own journeys. The lessons imparted by Krishna to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra hold profound relevance even today. We may not face armies on a physical battlefield, but life throws its own share of challenges. Moments of despair, fear, and uncertainty are inevitable. It is in these moments that we must remember Krishna's words. We must dig deep within ourselves and find the strength to persevere. Like Arjuna, we must confront our inner demons, our fears and insecurities, and emerge stronger. Krishna's message is not passive, it is a call to action. He urges Arjuna to rise above his doubts, to shed his weakness, and to embrace his true potential. Utis Punp, arise, O scorcher of enemies. This call to action is not limited to the battlefield, it resonates in every sphere of life. We must face our challenges head-on, with courage and determination. The path of righteousness may be fraught with obstacles, but we must never succumb to despair or inaction. The Bhagavad Gita, through dialogues like these, transcends time. It serves as a guiding light, illuminating the path to inner strength and resilience. Krishna's words are a timeless message, reminding us that within each of us lies the potential for greatness. We must strive to tap into that potential, to overcome our limitations, and to face life's challenges with courage and grace. For it is in rising above our weaknesses that we truly discover our true selves.